This video is going to be about my head injury. I wanted to go over some of the stuff that happened, some of the stuff that I've been doing since. This is how to get over a mental scar. I want to give a shout out on this video to my Patreon people. Where Are the Tomatoes, Kevin Hirsch, Reggie, Shannon H, TFL Corbin, Malaya, Sheridan Adams, and Steph. Thank you guys so much, I really appreciate it. Now, let's just jump right into it. We don't have the footage of the knockout itself. My friend Zhang that just came to California, the same thing happened to him. He was swinging on a bar and slipped right off. And just to show you guys kind of what happened to me, here it is. Thank God for him, he didn't have too bad of an injury. For me, I landed in the back of my head. I was knocked out for a minute and a half. I don't watch the footage. It's tough for me because, you know, you're watching yourself fail, but that's what we're gonna do right now. Here is the footage of my knockout. Oh! Rob! Lay him out flat. The snoring was a big part of it. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but that's my body reacting in some certain way.
He went straight into his neck.
Call 911, call 911.
Yep. Guys, we need some space.
Corbin, yeah. Roll on him.
Let him breathe. Let him breathe.
You could see my body's kind of tensing up in certain areas.
Corbin, you breathing? Corbin? As long as he's breathing. Corbin, no, stay down. Maybe stay down, Corbin.
Okay, sure.
There we go, Corbin. No, Corbin, stay down, Corbin.
Corbin, you need to stay down.
Corbin, stay down. Corbin,
you have to
stay down. Just breathe, man. Everything's okay, okay?
Okay.
But I need you to stay down, okay?
Can we turn down the music?
Yeah, please.
Can we turn down the music?
But still, can you turn on the music?
Can we turn down?
No,
No, you have
just
to
breathe.
stay down.
Just breathe.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay, Corbin, we can't understand you. So. Okay, it's okay. No,
Buddy,
Corbin.
Please.
Can't let me come up.
Oh, breathe it. You cannot.
Please up.
Just breathe.
No, just breathe. It's okay. Corbin, we have
Come on,
paramedics coming.
guys.
Corbin, we have paramedics coming.
Please.
Corbin, can you talk to me?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That sounds a lot better.
Can I please just hit my head just in the around?
You
No, only
slipped
that.
off the bar.
Yeah, hit your neck.
Peeled out, yeah.
Good. You know where you are?
Yeah.
Yes,
I know we are. I'm not sure.
What's that? I didn't hear that one.
He said he's not sure.
He's not sure? There you go.
What happened to me?
What happened to you?
You slipped off the bar,
Up
you
a
peeled
bar,
off.
buddy.
No.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You peeled out and just.
I didn't get it, so can you maybe do it again?
I don't even remember I did anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
What happened?
You slipped off the bar.
The bar.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, I didn't even remember that. Did anybody get that on their phone or anything?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Holy shit, I didn't even remember it did anything.
I mean, you hit your head pretty hard.
What did I do? Can anybody get me some water or something like
Yes, please.
that? What did I do? You mind if I move my head?
No.
No.
You definitely can't move your hands.
Sorry.
But can you move your hands?
Can you move your
Yeah.
hands? Can you move your feet?
Wiggle your toes?
Yes.
No.
Wiggle your toes?
There you go.
What did I do?
You might not believe it.
Alright, buddy, just breathe, okay?
What did I do? Would you guys mind giving me some water or something like that?
Yeah, we got some, but we're just holding your neck right now.
Yeah, we can't really have you sit up yet. It's okay.
What did I do?
What's your name?
What did I do?
You slipped off the bar.
Peeled off the bar.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Flipped your head a little bit.
Yeah, you peeled off the bar, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Pretty
god.
gnarly.
What happened to me?
You slipped off the bar.
Do you know what year it is?
Yes, it's 2018.
All right.
Do you know who our president is?
Yes, our president is god damn it, why can't I think of it right now?
Come on.
Anyway, I got my my right arm or my right ear. What happened?
Imagine this is our guy.
I'm gonna grab my stuff.
So you lost consciousness?
Yeah.
Lost consciousness.
Maybe, like, Corbin, I'm gonna come with you to the hospital, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm still holding. You know where you're at?
Yes, we are in.
I can't take one person.
What city?
I have my card.
I'll go.
We are in. I don't know what city.
City,
I
my card.
didn't really pay attention.
Alright, you're ready.
Yeah, Corbin Reinhardt.
Alright, you know what year it is?
It is 2018.
Alright, you know who the president?
Yes, the president is.
Do you have any?
He doesn't know the president or where he's at. So ain't no 10-4. 2?
Did I just? Did I faint?
You knocked yourself out, probably.
I don't remember a lot of it. I don't remember being in the stretcher. I don't remember really being anywhere until I got to the hospital. Thank you, Jesse, for giving me the footage of this, and it's also in his documentary, Bound by Movement. I'm gonna have the link for that down below. First thing, I had a hemorrhage. Hemorrhage usually means that there's bleeding going into the brain. So I fractured my skull in such a way that there was bleeding coming in. It hit me in the portion of the brain where remembering things was hard. I couldn't remember language for a bit. It was just speaking gibberish. I had a thing called paraphasia. I meant to say something to you, but it would be just wrong and awful and terrible. It is the best excuse whenever I forget someone's name. I just tell them that I had a head injury, and it is smooth sailing. For a week, I stayed at the hospital in Florida. When I got back home, it was still just as bad. I did physical therapy and I did speech therapy for a long amount of time. 3 months for speech therapy and maybe a little bit more for physical therapy. What I had a problem with was I would be reading a paragraph, and when I got to the bottom of the paragraph, I wouldn't remember the start of the paragraph. So I had a lot of short-term memory loss right off the bat. I lost a little bit of hearing in my inner ear, in my right ear. I'm about 80% hearing in my right ear right now. That was probably the scariest thing of the injury. Right after, the hearing was way worse. It was almost half of what I could hear from this side. So whenever I was in the car or if I was talking to somebody, I would have to go over to my left ear because I would be able to hear better. That one really felt awful to struggle with, just because losing a sense or losing the sense of hearing, that tore me up for a bit. But my body adjusted to it, so I still have about 80% here and I don't notice it as much. Other than that, I would get vertigo a lot. You are dizzy in an area, like, you know, you would wake up and you would just be dizzy. When I got back into parkour and free running and I tried to do like a twist or a flip, I would be in a washing machine. With time and spotting more, it got better. The biggest thing that was very tough for me, my neurological connections were not happening correctly from my head down to my feet. So I would try to jump and my feet wouldn't want to jump in the same way. It took a long time for jumping to come back. Just the power wasn't the same. So I went to the gym a lot. I worked out more and more and more. You guys know about this injury. I have made this video a couple times, especially that first video that you guys saw. Oh man, my head was still busted. It was like a few weeks afterward and it was just terrible. I am so scared of bars since the injury. It is a mental scar now. No matter what, I'm always going to be afraid of doing bars because I was so confident in myself when I was swinging on those bars back in Florida. I can never have the confidence that I used to in my hands. So now I chalk up a lot more, but one thing that's come out of it is I swing way more now. I do bars all the time. If you're afraid of something, you want that to be back in your life. You have to train it all the time. One way to get over the mental fear is by relearning easy stuff again. Over and over, just repetition of just small precisions, small laches, bigger again. I would do 8-foot laches, and then I would do 10-foot laches, and I try to start doing lache prise on top of bars. And I would try to come back into that state of being. And now I am way more comfortable on bars than I think I was before. I never underestimate them anymore. And so I think that's one of the key things to getting over your mental struggle or getting over a mental fear or an obstacle is by trying to understand what you fear the most. Parkour's been coming back. It's been over a year now, and I just started doing one of the bigger competitions in parkour. I went to Vancouver for NAPC, and that's the North American Parkour Championships. I wasn't expecting to, honestly. I'm still very scared of bars and certain stuff like that. I guess I came out there with just the idea of let's go for it, you know? Tempest was kind of pushing me to go there. They supported me entirely, and they told me to just go out and be me. I just told myself, okay, I need to find out where my body is. So I entered the event of speed, the event of skill, and I entered the event of style. Doing all those qualifiers in one day is way too much. I did skill first. My body was just almost done after skill. One thing that I was very proud of in skill though was I did a laché challenge. You had to jump from one bar, land on the next, and then laché to the top of the other one.
I mean, I saw it.
There's only a handful of people out of the group that got that. That really made me feel good about myself because that is one of the major things that I wrecked myself on. And so now that I can do it at competitive level on a qualifier really made me happy. After that, I went into speed, which I got one position away from actually being into the speed event.
Go Corbin! Yes, boy! Yes, boy! Yes, 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 yes! Yes, yes, yes!
Now I'm gonna work on speed all the time to try to get into that event next time. And then when I got to style, I just did 2 events and I was so tired. It fell apart.
Corbin, you got this! Easy! You got it!
As soon as I got to my backflip trying to swing through cork, it just unraveled. I was so tired. What I think I'm gonna do next time is possibly try to do speed and style. One of the things that I want you guys to take away from this, be comfortable with yourself. Understand why you're afraid of something. Train it more, try to get comfortable with it.
Corbin.
Hey,
Later, bro.
I love you guys.
Heal up.
Seriously.
See you soon. Thanks for coming on tour.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Bye.